Hey guys, welcome to another video from the PC Broker. In today's video, I wanted to show you how to really make a cheap, ultra cheap backup. In today's world, you can get a 500 gigabyte hard drive on the cheap for less than 10 bucks shipped to your door, maybe 15 bucks tops, you know, depending on tax, sales tax and all that stuff. But I'm going to show you places like on eBay where you can get a used 500 gigabyte laptop size hard drive, and you can get a USB enclosure, all for dirt cheap. Why am I saying this? I always get people that come up with excuses of it's too much money. When I go to Costco, it's 80 bucks or 100 bucks. All in, you could have a complete backup solution for, let's just say, less than 30 bucks, maybe even cheaper than that. And you can have automated backups as well, scheduled automated backups, okay? The worst backups, in my opinion, are manual backups where you're dragging and dropping stuff because people forget, you don't realize what you're backing up, and after a while, 6 months might go by and you're not even backing up anything. I'm going to show you a free software that you can use. I'm going to show you all the parts on how to buy everything and download everything and set everything up. It's all easy and it's very cheap. Let's get into it. Okay guys, here we are on eBay. I already looked up some used 500 gigabyte hard drives, and the reason I'm going used is for two reasons here. One, we're looking to save some money, and two, a backup drive shouldn't matter if it fails. And the reason I say that is because if it fails, it shouldn't be a huge deal, because it should just be the cost of another hard drive and resetting up your backup. I get a lot of people that ask me, what's the most reliable hard drive? And my answer usually is none of them. They're all going to fail at some point anyway. And if a backup fails, you just replace it and move on. You could spend $400 on a super backup drive or external drive, and it's still going to fail at some point, or you could drop it. So either way, so we're saving some money, but you should always have the mindset that these things are replaceable. And what you could do also is you could buy 2 or 3, so when they do fail, you have an extra spare. So you'll see here, these are start at like around 10 bucks, you know, after you consider sales tax, whatever it might be in your state. I'm in Los Angeles, so it's about 9.5% sales tax. So shipped to your door, you're looking around 10 bucks for 500 gigabytes. And I'm starting at 500 gigabytes because most people usually have about 500 gigabytes or less of used space on their computer. And for the sake of showing people, you can go to 1 terabyte. You know, you could get drives for like around 15, let's just say 20 bucks. You know, after you're talking about getting it shipped and all that stuff. I usually sell them for like around 15 bucks used. But you can get anything from under 20 bucks for 1 terabyte. So if you do have a lot more space, or you're backing up maybe 2 different drives, just go and spend the extra money and get a 1 terabyte. Now the enclosure, right now this is Prime Day, so this is like really cheap, but normally you can get these for around 10 bucks or less. A USB enclosure, you just pop the laptop drive in there. It's got the USB cable and everything included, and you're pretty much good to go. There are other enclosures. I like the clear ones because you could see the drive that's in there. So if you're swapping drives out of there, you could put a label on the drive and you can see what these, and you can see you don't even need a screwdriver. You just pop it off, put the drive in, and snap the plastic cover back into place. And the backup software, I like to use FBackup. It's free if you're just backing up to an external drive. They do have a premium version, but that's really only necessary if you're backing up to different cloud services, or like me, if you're backing up to a network attached storage, stuff like that. For basic use, where you're just backing up to an external drive, the free version works fine, and there's no restrictions. It's not a trial or anything. It's free, and I've used this software for well over a decade, and set up a bunch of people with this software, and it's still working just fine. So once you have your laptop drive and your enclosure and it's all hooked up and ready to go, I'm going to show you how to quickly set up a backup job. And I already have the software installed, so I'm going to show you just how straightforward and simple it is to use. So what you want to do is go to backup and then create a new backup job. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to select where you're backing it up. So you're going to select your external drive. You can create a new folder if you want to, if you have other stuff on that drive. And click on next. This is where you're going to select what you're backing up. Most computers, everything is going to be in the users directory. So if you back up the users directory, it's going to grab your desktop and downloads and documents and all that stuff. Filters is not really necessary. You can change what things are being backed up. I usually skip over that. How do you want to back up? I usually like to make a mirror because it makes an exact copy of everything. And here's a scheduler. You could do a manual backup, or you can set it to daily or weekly. I like to set it to daily, but that's really up to you. And it'll allow you to set the time. And here you just give your backup a name, and then the first time you can save it and let it run on schedule, or you can click on save and run. And the other thing I didn't mention about this software that I like is when you do a manual backup, sometimes it might not get everything. It might not get like hidden files or files with certain naming schemes and stuff. It's not going to stop and ask you questions halfway. Sometimes you'll back up something, you walk away and you come back an hour later and it's stopped only a quarter of the way because it needed to ask you a question or something. When you use the backup software, it's going to back up the entire thing. It's not going to stop halfway and ask you questions. And then the second time it backs up on schedule, it's going to go really quick because most of the stuff is already backed up, and it's really just backing up anything that you've changed. So some backups might take less than a minute the second time they run. And the most important thing, like I say, this is a set it and forget it type of backup. You set it, schedule it, and it'll back up every day or every week. You could forget about it and come back 6 months later and everything's been backed up. Once in a while it's a good idea to check, make sure it is in fact running. But the best type of backups are the ones you don't have to think about. You just set it once and it's running in the background. So here I'm just going into my external drive and I'm going to check just to make sure everything's backed up. I just had some pictures on here, so just dummy content just to show you guys that it was backing up everything. Like I put a Linux download. So always verify your backups. I cannot stress that enough. The worst thing to do is assume everything is being backed up, and then months later you check and something went wrong. You should always check and make sure that everything is backing up, and that you're good to go in the event of a disaster. You always want to make sure your files are there. Never assume. Assume is the worst thing you could possibly do. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked this video. I'll put links to some of the different things that you can purchase, and regarding the hard drive and the enclosure, and a link to the FBackup software. And I hope this makes it easy, and you back up all your files and you're ready for the next disaster. Alright, thanks guys. If you like this video, subscribe. I should have some more videos coming soon.